Hello everyone, I am Elijah Nicole Barras from Section C1. I'm going to talk about the human rights, what is the role of human rights, when it was declared, and who declared the human rights.
Human rights are the basic rights and freedoms that belongs to every person in the world that starts from birth to death.
Human rights are inherent to all human beings, regardless of their race, sex, nationality, ethnicity, religion, or any other status. In fact, the very first article of the UN Declaration of Human Rights states that
all human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights.
In other words, it's all about the fairness, justice, and non-discrimination. The history behind the concept of human rights is long. In ancient Greece, citizens had political right and equality before the law, equality to speak in a forum, and to seek public office. These rights are to be enjoyed by the citizens, but only for those male who have property are lucky enough to have this privilege. Throughout the centuries and across societies, religions, and cultures, we have struggled with defining the concept of rightfulness, justice, and rights. After the World War II, the idea of human rights emerged strongly. The calls came from across the globe for human rights for those people who are being abused by the government.
In 1948, the UN General Assembly adopted the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, a document written by an international committee chaired by Eleanor Roosevelt that lays the basis for modern international human rights law.
So in the past decades, the international human rights law has grown deepening and expanding in understanding of what human rights are and how to better protect them. So if these principles are well developed, then why are human rights are ignored time to time again? It is because there are people who are abusers who doesn't know the word equality, rights, and justice.
So there are three generations of human rights. The first one is the first generation rights, which are composed of civil and political rights that are largely inspired by the writings of Jean-Jacques Rousseau and John Locke. Which one is for protection of citizens from abusive reach of political authority, ensuring the liberty of the people to be shielded from the state. So what does political right define? Political rights are rights which give the people the right to participate in running the affairs of the government. These rights involve the right to vote, the right to run for public office, the right to strike, the right to petition for the government. The second one is the civil rights. Civil rights define are rights of the private individuals to ensure them the enjoyment of their means of happiness. Example of civil rights are the right to privacy, the right to travel, the right to own a property, and the right to marry. The second generation rights is composed of social, economic, and cultural rights that are inspired by the socialist line of thinking, which gives priority to the satisfaction of the material well-being of the people. These rights are designed to ensure the equitable distribution of wealth and participation in productive activities of society. So here are the example of socio-economic and cultural rights. The right to work, the right to education, the right to be paid for a minimum wage, the right for a humane conditions of work. So the third one is called the third generation rights. Third generation rights are called solidarity and group rights. So the right to peace, the right to development, the right to a healthy environment, the right for humanitarian, and the right to share in world's cultural heritage. So now let's talk about inter-humanitarian law. What is inter-humanitarian law? IHL aims to protect human dignity during armed conflict by protecting those who are most vulnerable by limiting the way in which war is conducted. IHL seeks to protect persons and property that are or may be affected by an armed conflict. It is designed to balance humanitarian concerns and military necessity. And this is the end of my vlog. Thanks for watching.